Welcome to Astral. Astral is a leading South African integrated poultry producer. Our key activities consist of the manufacturing of animal feed premixes, broiler genetics, as well as the production and sale of day-old chicks. Festive, Goldie and Mountain Valley, three of our broiler processing facilities are located in Olifantsfontein in Gauteng, Standerton in Mpumalanga, and Camperdown in KwaZulu-Natal. These operations, with their own breeding and hatching operations, process approximately 3,648 million broilers per week and make use of a large number of contract growers to rear birds for slaughter. Various well-known consumer brands such as Festive, Goldie and Superstar are marketed and distributed into the wholesale and retail sectors. The Mountain Valley Abattoir in Camperdown provides us with a strategic processing presence in KwaZulu-Natal. Meadow Feeds, situated in Randfontein, Delmas, Standerton and Pietermaritzburg, supplies poultry feed to the three integrated broiler operations. County Fair in the Western Cape is a fully integrated broiler producer processing 1.6 million birds per week. The abattoir in Achterpaal supplies birds to a fresh and frozen processing facility in Epping Industria, located in Cape Town. A wide range of products is marketed under the County Fair brand. The day-old chicks hatched and placed on County Fair's grow-out farms are supplied by its in-house breeding operations. Our processing facilities are registered, halal certified, export approved, and FSSC 22000 certified. Products are supplied to the fast food industry, most notably Spur, Nando's, KFC, Hungry Lion, and the Famous Brands Group, whose chain of restaurants include Mug and Bean, Wimpy, and Steers, amongst many others. This video will be addressing the health, safety, quality, and environmental procedures and policies applicable to all employees, visitors, and contractors. Our vision is to be the best cost-integrated poultry producer of high-quality, safe poultry products to all South African consumers. Our purpose is to ensure a safe workplace, improve personnel morale, and produce safe food. In order to ensure that the purpose is achieved, Astral subscribes to a number of initiatives. One such program is the 20 Keys. This program is a continuous improvement program and is the framework to ensure that the running of our operation is faster, better, and cheaper. Upon entering the premises, all visitors are required to complete a register. This is followed by an announcement of their arrival and confirmation of the appointment. Employees must clock in and out when accessing the site at the security point. Searches will be conducted when employees and visitors arrive and leave the site. This also includes vehicles leaving the premises. Please note that the site is monitored by CCTV surveillance. The CCTV footage is used in compliance with applicable laws. All new employees will receive induction training before their responsibilities commence and annual refreshment training thereafter. All visitors and contractors entering the sites are also required to receive induction training. Job-specific training is required for specific job functions. This is highlighted by Key 15, Skills, Versatility and Cross-Training in our 20 Keys program. No person is allowed to handle product without wearing suitable protective clothing. Protective clothing should be clean, neat, and in good repair. It's designed in a way that prevents product from coming into direct contact with any part of the body, excluding the hands. It must cover all private clothing and be changed or cleaned at the end of the shift. It includes hair nets, beard nets, and waterproof aprons and sleeves as required by the work situation. White gumboots and safety boots must be compliant with hygiene requirements. At the beginning of each working day or shift, personnel will be provided with clean, protective clothing. When not in use, ensure it is stored in such a way that it does not make contact with private clothes. Private clothes are to be kept in a locker that is reserved for that purpose. Personnel must change into protective clothing only in designated change rooms. Items of secondary protective clothing, such as aprons and sleeves left in the plant working areas, must only be placed or hung in areas designated for these items. Personnel may not wear PPE outside the premises, sit or lie on the ground in their protective clothing during rest periods, take PPE home to be washed. Laundry services will be provided. Jewelry, including traditional objects, may not be worn in any areas where edible products are handled. Fingernails must be short, clean, and free of nail varnish. False lashes, false nails, and makeup are not permitted. Hands must be washed thoroughly with soap and water at the beginning of each work shift, as well as after the day's work or after a rest period. Every visit to a latrine or urinal. Blowing your nose, touching your mouth, hair, nose, or perspiration. Handling a handkerchief, money, waste, or a waste container. Handling ingredients, and before handling meat products. Smoking or returning to the food handling areas. Hands have become contaminated for any reason. How to wash your hands. First, wet the hands. Apply hand soap. Scrub your hands, including the backs, palms, between fingers, as well as behind the fingernails. Rinse off the lather and dry hands with a clean disposable towel or hand dryer. Finish off by applying sanitizer. How to wash boots. Wet your boots. Apply soap to the brush. Scrub the sides, top, and soles. Rinse. Only the designated areas may be used for eating and drinking. The following acts are not permitted: spitting in an area where product is handled or on any product contact surface, smoking or using tobacco in any manner while handling product or while in an area where product is handled, handling exposed product in a manner that brings it into contact with any exposed part of your body, excluding the hands, licking your fingers when handling product, ingredients, or packaging material, coughing or sneezing over product, product containers, or product contact surfaces, spitting on whetstones or bringing meat skewers, labels, equipment, or any other object used in the handling of product into contact with your mouth, inflating bags or other wrappings by mouth, or in any other manner that may contaminate the product, walking, standing, sitting, or lying on product, containers containing product, on product contact surfaces or equipment, using a hand wash basin for cleaning facilities and equipment, performing any act which could contaminate or spoil the product, using a cell phone inside the processing facility, picking up dropped meat and placing it back on the processing line without following the dropped meat procedure. Drugs, liquor, or any other intoxicating substance may not be brought into any part of the premises. Anyone under the influence of a substance will not be permitted to enter any part of the plant. Entry, exit, and annual medicals must be conducted. Staff must be examined on a daily basis prior to shift start. Should any employee be known or suspected of being infected with a disease capable of being transmitted through food, be a carrier of such a disease, or be afflicted with infected wounds, skin infections, sores, or diarrhea, employment may be denied until that person is fit to handle food. All employees must report any illnesses to their superior before commencing work. Management will decide if the person may report for work. Should the person not be fit to perform normal duties, they may be instructed to perform any other duty by management until they are able to perform their normal duties. Foreign body contamination includes all objects that do not form part of the intended final product. These include, and are not limited to, pens, glass, hair, lip balm, processing equipment, gloves, cell phones, plasters, and metal. Report breakage of glass or hard plastic to management immediately. The incident area will be marked off and the contaminated product condemned. Be vigilant of light covers, forklift lights, spectacles, window and operating screens. The blood spillage procedure must be followed should an incident occur. The line will be stopped and the supervisor informed to notify first aider. The contaminated product will be isolated and condemned. The area must be cleaned before production commences. Chemical contamination refers to contamination by any form of chemical that does not form part of the final product. Ensure all containers are labeled with contents. Unauthorized chemicals are not allowed on site. All cleaning chemicals must be SABS approved or validated against equivalent standards. All food contact lubricants must be food grade. Examples of contamination include, and are not limited to, pesticides, liquid in unmarked containers, and inkjet solvents. Food poisoning bacteria causes illness and cannot be detected by taste or smell. Food spoilage bacteria can be detected when in high numbers by smell, taste, color, and texture of food. Spoilage is the process in which food deteriorates to the point in which it is not edible or its quality becomes reduced. It is, however, not necessarily harmful. Bacteria comes from the following sources: people, pests, air, water, animal and birds, raw food, soil and waste. Dropped meat procedure. Picking up dropped meat and placing it back on the processing line will result in contamination. Dropped meat must be rinsed with chlorinated water before placing back on the line or condemned depending on facility requirement. Wash your hands before commencing with your duties after picking up dropped meat. A food allergen is defined as a product or ingredient containing certain proteins that can potentially cause severe or occasionally fatal reactions in a food allergic person. Allergen proteins are naturally occurring and cannot be eliminated by cooking or baking. Food allergies cause immune system responses that range from discomfort to life-threatening reactions. The body mistakes the protein as a harmful substance and reacts accordingly. The big 8 allergens are milk, fish, soya, tree nuts, peanuts, eggs, shellfish, and wheat. Always be aware of the content of your food and ask questions. Do not bring any food into the processing facility. Food must only be consumed and stored at designated areas. Wash your hands properly after eating, preparing, and handling allergens upon entry to facility. Take caution when selecting food for your lunchbox. Allergens must be indicated on food labels. Be aware that common foods can contain allergens. For example, mayonnaise and meringue contain eggs. Cheese and yogurt contain dairy. No personnel is allowed to sell any sweets, snacks, or any other food items on the premises. Should you work on a line using spices or marinades, make sure you receive the relevant allergen management training. Implementing Key 1, cleaning and organizing, ensures that our workplace is neat and tidy, where everything has a designated place, and we are encouraged to clean as you go. This assists us to maintain our health and hygiene practices and ensures that we have a safe working environment. Continuous process flow is essential with no accumulation of product. Quality of product is of paramount importance. Key 11 is the quality assurance tool that supports all our quality standards that are required internally and by our customers. Pests such as rodents, flies, birds, and cockroaches should be controlled. Report any pest sighting to your superior. Inform your superior of any building insufficiencies to prevent entering of pest. Keep all processing, waste, personnel facilities clean and tidy to prevent any pest attraction. Remove all secondary PPE and processing equipment before leaving the facility. The canteen and lockers are available to all employees. Animal welfare refers to an animal's overall state of well-being. Animals should have 1. Freedom from hunger and thirst. 2. Freedom from discomfort. 3. Freedom from pain, injury, and disease. 4. Freedom from fear and distress. No animal cruelty is allowed and will not be tolerated. Handling of birds must be humane at all times. Wing and leg damage or bruising is limited and monitored. Birds are provided with ventilation and protected from extreme temperatures in transportation and holding. All birds must be dead before entering the scalding tank. Personnel handling live birds must be trained. Safety inspection of machinery and equipment must be conducted before startup. All findings are to be reported in the pre-shift safety inspection form. The purpose of an inspection is to identify whether work equipment can be operated, adjusted, and maintained safely. Any deterioration will be detected and remedied before it results in a health and safety risk. Please ensure that you are using the full and correct PPE required for the job. Welding requires eye, face, hand, and arm, head, and body protection. Leather gloves, gauntlets, safety glasses with side shields, welder's helmet, or welder's goggles are required to protect you from the potential hazards encountered during welding, cutting, brazing, soldering, grinding, or any other spark-producing operations. When working in a noise zone, hearing protectors are required to prevent noise-induced hearing loss. The typical PPE when working at height includes a fall arrest full-body harness, helmet, and the appropriate footwear to prevent slipping. Chain gloves are required when working with blades. A machine guard is a device that encloses the moving part of machinery to ensure that no clothing or part of a person's body can be entrapped into the machine. Under no circumstance may you try to fix, remove, or tamper with any machine guard. Report any faults or shortcomings to your supervisor, who will immediately notify the workshop or contractor to repair or install a machine guard. It is your duty as an employee to report any danger you encounter on the workplace. Only authorized trained persons are allowed to work and access electrical equipment. Ensure that all electrical faults are reported to the supervisor. Forklift drivers must possess a license to operate a forklift. They must be strapped in at all times. Never leave an operating forklift unattended. Always drive carefully and slowly and ensure visibility. Take extra precautions for the people around you. Employees are not allowed to operate equipment for which they are not trained. Taking care of the equipment on site is a shared responsibility called Asset Care Management and is highlighted by Key 9, which is maintaining machines and equipment. We are reminded that maintaining machines is a partnership between the operator and the maintenance crew. Any spillage should be cleaned immediately, preventing anyone to slip and fall. Report any injury to your supervisor. If required, a first aider will assist. Reporting must be done on the same shift when the incident happened. The incident must be investigated and actions taken for rectification. Be vigilant of mobile machinery. When driving mobile machinery, pay careful attention to pedestrians. Only authorized persons will be allowed to use cell phones inside the processing facility for work-related reasons. Smoking is only allowed in designated areas. In the event of a fire, ensure that a fire extinguisher is used in the following way. Pull the pin. This will allow you to discharge the extinguisher. Aim at the base of the fire. Hit the fuel. Squeeze the top handle. This depresses a button that releases the pressurized extinguisher agent. Do not aim at the fire. Sweep from side to side until the fire is put out. When fighting a fire, always position yourself with an exit or means of escape at your back before you attempt to use an extinguisher to put out a fire. In the event of an emergency, ensure that you follow the correct procedure. The emergency alarm will sound. Remain calm and do not run when exiting the building through the nearest exit. Gather at the assembly point and take roll call to ensure that everyone is present. We adhere to the requirements for environmental compliance. Color-coded recycling bins are available for correctly disposing of waste material. All employees must close off taps that have been left open to reduce water wastage. Litter and waste found on site must be picked up and disposed of correctly. Good communication and alignment between managers and workers is essential to ensure that all the procedures are implemented accurately. In addition to this, We have to measure and monitor ourselves to see whether we are on track. Key 2 encourages the use of mini business areas where we measure our quality, safety, and productivity goals. Our leading brands are produced through ethical agriculture, modern processing, and efficient supply chain methods. They are the tangible culmination of Astral's vertically integrated operations, measured and audited across the entire process, from farm to fork. We trust that this video has made you aware of all the procedures, policies, and practices required to maintain a culture of efficiency and sustainability. Thank you for watching.